Hi, I'm Lisa Work, and I'm going to give you some overview information for Imagine Math so that you can get started. First of all, when you log on to Imagine Math, the website, it will look similar to mine, but slightly different because you have a teacher login, so I suspect you will not have districts as one of your options. But where we're going to focus on today is if you would take a look over at the Help option on the far right. When you choose that, you get these options: help and support and resources. My recommendation is that we start with getting started. Take some time to download the Imagine Math program guide. It will help you as a nice quick reference. You can download it as a PDF and have it available electronically all the time, or download and print it and keep it in a binder. I suspect most of you know the Imagine Math overview, but if not, take some time and watch this video. You just click the link. This screen will pop up when you press play. The first one happens to be 24 minutes long. I would say take time and watch it or listen to it while you're doing something else, just to kind of get some refresher. You don't have to give your full attention to that. It's more of an overview. Where the important information begins is to take some time and listen to the Getting Started Best Practices with students and teachers. It's about an 18-minute video. It's very important, it's excellent, and gives you some insight on how to best use Imagine Math most effectively. I would then recommend taking some time and listening to Preparing Your First Day with Imagine Math. It is just a quick 4-minute video. It gives you an overview of what you need to do before you start with your students. So don't watch that right before your students come in. You might become frustrated, as will your students. Take some time, watch that. It gives you insight on what are the best things to have ready and do with your students before they take the diagnostic test. And finally, take some time and listen to the Student Experience and Teacher Dashboard. This gives you insight on what students will see so you can best answer their questions. After you've watched that and spent some time sort of digesting that and deciding how you're going to approach using Think Through Math with that information, my next recommendation is to go down here where it says Show Resources, Math Resources. This is full of some very important things. First of all, there's the Imagine Math Lessons list, which is a really great reference guide for you so that you can see the different titles of math lessons that your students can be exposed to depending on where they test and what holes they need to fill in. In addition, that's a great reference to use if you are creating your own pathway for students as opposed to defaulting to the pathway that fills in their gaps. Another very important thing about Think Through Math is that it's not as effective if you just put students on the computer, have them log in, and start sort of churning through all of the lessons. While students will learn something from that and can be successful, the best way to ensure success is to take some time and talk about journaling with your students and math journaling. Quite honestly, that's where the secret sauce is for Imagine Math being successful. There's a short video that you can watch that has, it's not super short actually, it's 20 minutes, but it does a great job of explaining the importance of the communication piece for Think Through Math. Following that, if you're still going, I'm not sure what kind of journal, or if you don't already have a journaling protocol that you use with your students, this is a great time to start doing that. The Think Through Math resources give you a few options. First of all, there's a very basic Think Through Math journal organizer that you can use. Obviously, you could print this and give it to the students each time, or you could have this posted up on a large poster board for students to always use this format in just a regular spiral binder. It has a place for them to jot down notes or examples from the Help 1 that is done with them during their guided lesson. And then there's a Help 2, basically 2 lessons showing the example of how to do the problems in that section. Then students usually have an opportunity to do a problem on their own. That's where they would put that information in this quadrant. And then finally, there's the Think section that could be used for one of 2 things. You could ask students to correct their work and perhaps write an aha in that section, or you could ask students to describe in their own words how to approach these problems, or you could also use that for communication between your student and you when working on problems. So then I'm going to scoot back here to the help and support page. If you notice, there's also a nice PDF that they provide for you. It's a journaling lesson plan. I really do encourage you to spend some time looking over this lesson plan and then intentional time with your students before starting the diagnostic test, going over the expectation of journaling. You notice that they make a very clear expectation of not going over anything on the computer or even having your students in front of the computer while you're facilitating this lesson on journaling. This truly is the secret sauce and how students can take what they're learning on the Think Through Math website and lessons and begin to really internalize it by using the math journaling. Thanks for spending time with me, learning a little bit more about Think Through Math and where to find important information. I look forward to answering any questions you may have in the upcoming days. I believe that we will have the opportunity for a Q&A session in the next couple of days. In the meantime, you can certainly send an email to me at this email address. Have a great year.